Hello, friends. Welcome to today's episode of our podcast. Today, I want to talk about a very important and very real topic: how I tricked my brain into enjoying learning English. Let me be honest from the start. I haven't always loved learning. In fact, there was a time when learning a language was really hard for me. Very hard. When I opened a book, my brain would say, "No, this isn't the right time." When I wanted to memorize vocabulary, my brain would say, "Why are there so many?" And when I wanted to listen, my brain would say, "I don't understand half the words. Forget it." But today, I want to share a story that might sound familiar to you as well. Today, I realized the problem wasn't me. The problem was my brain. And when I understood this, everything changed. A few years ago, I learned something very simple yet very important about the brain. Our brains don't like hard tasks. Why? Because hard tasks take energy, and the brain is always looking to conserve energy. So when I wanted to study English for 30 minutes, my brain thought, "Oh no, that's hard. Let's find something easier." And I would turn to my phone, Instagram, or a short video. But one day, I realized I didn't have to fight my brain. I could trick it. Not in a negative way, but with a smart approach. The day I decided to seriously start learning English, I made a completely wrong move. I wanted to study for a full hour. I thought if I read a lot, I'd progress quickly. But the result was, after 10 minutes, I got tired and gave up. Until one day, I asked myself, why do I have to study for an hour? Why not just 5 minutes? And that became my first technique: breaking big tasks into smaller ones. For example, instead of memorizing 20 words, memorize just 3 words. Instead of listening for 30 minutes, listen for only 5 minutes. Instead of reading a whole page of grammar, read just one simple example. And what happened was very interesting. When my brain saw it's only 5 minutes, it didn't resist. It said, okay, 5 minutes is really easy. And this is where I understood something important. Breaking down challenges means calming the brain. After breaking tasks down, I did another thing. I gave myself a small rewards. For example, if I listened for 5 minutes, I enjoyed a favorite song. If I learned 3 words, I treat myself to a delicious tea. If I practiced one sentence, I took a short break. These rewards made my brain think, oh, learning equals pleasure. Gradually, my brain learned that learning is neither hard nor boring, but rather good and enjoyable. I want to share a personal memory. One day, I decided to listen to an English podcast for just 5 minutes. But when I started, I realized I was enjoying it. 5 minutes turned into 10 minutes. 10 minutes turned into 15 minutes. And without pressuring my brain, the listening time increased. And this happened over and over again. I realized that once I started, continuing was much easier. This means the brain finds the start difficult, not the continuation. So my job was simply to make the start small, simple, and enjoyable. One more thing helped me: the active learning method. Active learning means don't just listen, repeat the words. Don't just read, make your own examples. Don't just look at words, use them in a sentence. Don't just watch tutorials, write a few notes. Don't just learn, recall the information a few minutes later. For example, if I learned a new word like challenge, I wouldn't just say, okay, I get it. No, I would do three things. 1. Create a simple example. 2. A few minutes later, ask myself what it meant. 3. Try to use it during the day. This method made my brain feel that learning English is a real and meaningful activity, not a hard and aimless task. Well, friends, that's my story. The story of how I tricked my brain into enjoying learning English with a few simple tricks. Today, I want to ask you to do one small thing. Do you have a big challenge in learning English? Vocabulary? Listening? Grammar? It doesn't matter. Just turn it into a small version. For example, 5 minutes of listening, 3 words, one simple sentence, and then go ahead and do it. And please share your experiences with me. Tell me how you started, what your challenge was, and whether the breaking down technique helped you or not. I always love hearing your thoughts. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Until the next episode, keep enjoying the small and delightful learnings. Vocabulary Table 1. Challenge. Meaning. Something difficult that needs effort to do. Example. Learning English can be a big challenge. Reward. Meaning. Something you give yourself after finishing a task. Example. Give yourself a small reward after studying. Start. Meaning. To begin doing something. Example. It's hard to start, but easy to continue. Enjoy. Meaning. To like something or take pleasure in it. Example. You learn faster when you enjoy the process. Progress. Meaning. Improvement, becoming better at something. Example. You will see progress with the smallest steps. Practice. Meaning. To do something many times to get better. Example. You need to practice English every day. Simple. Meaning. Easy to understand or do. Example. Try a simple task like 5 minutes of listening. Improve. Meaning. To get better at something. Example. These habits will help you improve your English. Small steps. Meaning. Little actions that make a big task easier. Example. Learn English in small steps, not big jumps. Active learning. Meaning. Learning by doing, speaking, writing, not just watching. Example. Active learning helps you remember more.